families, welcome back to a new school year. We're here today to talk to you a little bit about how to make sure things start off great for your kids. My name is Susan Irby-Hawkinson. I'm the coordinator of elementary curriculum, and I'm also a Parkway parent.
And I'm David Duckworth. I am the principal at Craig Elementary and also a proud Parkway parent. Now, our first tip for you guys is to acknowledge that you're not alone in this adventure. Parkway is here for you. Now, as you well know, distance learning is a change for everyone. We're adjusting as educators, and I know that as parents, you're adjusting as well. One of the things that's really important is communication. Making sure that you have clear communication with your classroom teacher and your building is really important. And again, knowing that Parkway is here to support you and your child. The other thing to remember is that flexibility is going to be key. We want to be flexible and we want to find out what works for your child and your family. So being flexible is absolutely acceptable.
Our second tip is to be sure that your children have a great space for learning. I've been working at home since March, and I have a home office and I have everything that I need really handy. Now, you may not have an office for your kids, you may not have an office for yourself, but we're all trying to find the best space possible to be productive and be able to focus. So a few tips that we have are to first just have your student or your child think about where they would learn best and have them be a part of the process of establishing their learning space. And even though our spaces are going to be centered around some technology, elementary kids are going to do a lot more than just be on the computer. So you're going to want to make sure that you have easily accessible materials that they'll use on a daily basis. Things like Post-its and notebooks and writing utensils, scissors, all the things that will be sent home from the school that might include a tub of books, all sorts of things that we want elementary kids to do besides just being on the computer. And it's best if those are organized and easily accessible for the day. Teachers will be posting the materials that are needed each day, but if it's all right there, it makes it so much easier. And if you're in a situation like me with multiple people at home learning and working, and learning spaces might have to shift, it might be a nice idea to have everything together in some sort of caddy or just a box, so that if people need to move spaces, you can grab your box, move your space, but still have everything you need for learning. Keep it simple. It doesn't have to be overly complicated, but most importantly, make sure that your kids are part of that process and they know where they go to learn each day.
Our third tip is to create a daily schedule. Now, as you well know, the district and your classroom teacher will be sending out a schedule for your particular student. You want to make sure that at home you establish those routines and procedures and go over that with your child to make sure that they understand the full scope of the schedule for the day. The other thing that will be important is setting a timer. During the day, there will be times for synchronous learning and asynchronous learning, and to ensure that your child is ready to be on there, a timer would be very helpful. Over to you for our final step, Susan.
Finally, one of the things that will be most important is to help our kids work towards being independent in this kind of learning environment. I know that if I had a 5-year-old, I would be nervous about getting them on the computer each day and all of those things that would be part of a daily expectation while also trying to parent and work from home. So the more that we can help our kids learn independence early, the easier it'll be for everyone to be successful. So things like at the beginning, when kids have to log onto the computer and log into Schoology, while it might take more time at first to let them do the work and have you help, it'll pay off later when they get more practice and are able to get on independently without any help from home at all. Things like setting goals and establishing stamina. And your teachers are going to help support kids with that as well. Your teachers will say things like, today we're going to try to go work for 5 minutes on our own or 10 minutes on our own, and help your kids to really think about those goals and continue to work to build their focus so that they can focus on tasks over time without an adult keeping them on track. And like David mentioned before, timers are a great trick to help kids see their progress in moving forward. And then finally, there are going to be times when kids are going to be sent off to do things that aren't around the computer, and encourage them to take that time, whether it's exploring outside for part of science or looking for things for part of reading print around the home. Hopefully, we won't feel like our kids are completely tied to the computer, but they also need to be able to listen for directions, go off and explore, and then learn to come back when it's time to reconnect with their teacher and their class. So the more that they can practice doing that independently, the easier things will be as we move forward.
Thanks for that, Susan. Thanks for all you're doing out there, parents. You're amazing. And just remember, you're not alone. Parkway cares. We are here to support you and your child, and together we'll make it a great year. Thank you.